Hello and welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm back here with you playing AAA, Axis and Allies, and we are just trying to hold on here. The Germans are about to go. Let's see what they do. They're going to buy a bunch of units, and then they're going to viciously destroy us in all the places. At least they're not taking the places I was the most worried about, which was West Russia and Belarus. Now, the AI likes to do non-combat moves after the fact and reinforce places. So they did pretty good there, actually. I still think they should have just blown up my whole army, because then I would have very little to ever fight back with them against. Without these two planes, we're kind of wrecked. We're not just kind of wrecked, we're super wrecked. And in fact, now they have all these guys in Ukraine, 7 men and 7 tanks. There's like, how am I gonna defend? How am I gonna defend this? Like, it's just impossible. This is insanity. We are getting rolled over, and I don't know what to do about it. There's 10 infantry behind that, and there's 9 infantry behind that. So the British have to move in, and they have to conquer some land. The problem is that the Germans can always swipe back with their planes and bombers. Now, they only have 4 fighters and a bomber in range of this coast. But if we put units in Norway, they have a harder time taking stuff back as well. Still, 1, 2, 3. I wish I could take... I can't take both locations because I only have 1 transport. Putting 2 men in Norway is kind of interesting because they'd have to use tanks to blow it up. And that would send units the opposite way. However, France is worth way more. And we also need to defend it. So, like, 1, 2, 3. We could use that American fighter if we're not going to be defending Caucasus. The problem is I can't be buying an aircraft carrier and a fighter every turn. There's just no way. I could, and this is an unpopular buy, but we could buy a cruiser. We need a new transport, and then we go all out in infantry. And that cruiser probably tips the scale far enough in our favor that we can defend against them on their counterattack. The question is just, it's very simply, do we take France or do we take Norway? I think we take Norway because the only way for them to take it back is with tanks and stuff that they need to take Russia. So we hit done, and then a man and a tank, for reasons, are going to Norway. We're bringing all these things along with us. We do have these 2 fighters, but there's nothing to attack with them that wouldn't just make them vulnerable. I would love 1, 2, 3, 4 to attack this battleship, but there's just not a way to do it. We also have this bomber down here. One, 2. Yeah, we just don't have a way. What we can do is try and blow up these units here. It's kind of weird. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I didn't move South Africa last turn. Unfortunate. So if we took these 2 Madagascarian troops, though, and we brought them up here, we protect this with a little bit of stuff. That gets us 2 more men on the front line, which we love. We get 2 more guys in South Africa. 1 guy coming up. They got 3 units here, but we can use this bomber and this fighter, though I think we need it in Caucasus. Like, I don't even think we can do this. Are we defending Caucasus? We can't give it up this soon. So there's going to be this fighter. There's going to be American fighter. 1, 2, 3. I mean, 1, 2. Yeah, there's just very little chance of actually defending it. But like the AI has been cautious a couple of times, so there's a chance that it works. We could also send in a guy from Transjordan. So right now that's 1 hit. And then honestly, it's fine. We'll use this plane. It's not actually that fine. It's only okay fine, but like at least Japan's doing poorly. Oh my god, there's so many Germans. There's so many Germans. I gave them so much money to start the game with. I don't know how there's a world where we can not lose. Also, the Germans could have blown up this fighter very easily, I'm realizing, because they could have used their transport here to bring some units and drop them. But they wanted to keep this Libya transportation happening, which is pretty smart, because I'm going to run out of troops before they do. Though we got a lot of reinforcements from Australia, so that is nice. Let's hit done. Let's hit done. This is the only battle we have going. We have 3 ground troops against their 3 ground troops. We should kill them. Burma is just, again, standing defiantly as best it can. They only got 1 kill on us. Perfect. Then we attack. Very good. So now this man can retreat. This bomber... I think you go to India, because I don't know what we're going to do about Belarus, man. I don't know. It's not looking hot. We can send some British this way. We can send a lot of British. The Japanese could pick up these men with a transport. So we technically shouldn't do that. Because imagine Japan picked up, right? They'd pick up 4 guys and then a plane against, you know, our couple guys in a bomber. It's just not that good. So we need a lot of men here. We'll send a token man, but that's about it. All right. No non-combat moves required other than the ones we already done. Then we get some dudes here. That keeps that safe. We get some guys in India, and Mother England also gets a man. And now we got 2 transports, so we can start really invading and attacking with the British. We just need the Russians to hold out long enough. Alright, they're attacking all over, including Burma, including Yakut, and a lot in, what is it, Szechuan? Is it Szechuan? Szechuan? Zesty? Yeah, so now we gotta put some pressure on them. Alright, this is a Japanese carrier group. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I mean, I can only attack them with 2 planes right now. I don't have enough aircraft carriers. Unfortunate. But yeah, I think we take Wake Island. Normally I would go for Solomon, but Wake Island gives us threats on the Philippines, on their homeland. They might let us snipe their base. I don't think they will. It'll be a pretty anticlimactic win if they did allow that to happen. What do the Americans need? Probably more transports. Probably another aircraft carrier. Probably another aircraft carrier. And then I can't afford another transport. I'll get a couple of men. Does that make sense? Does it make sense? I think it does. Okay, so now Now we want to take Wake Island. So you load up. You guys load up. These transports are all coming in. And that's going to be a lot to take that island. We bring this guy in. Oh, the bomber could also get to you, right? No, it has nowhere to land. It will soon. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. 1, 2. It doesn't have enough to get to here. I mean, Japan's pretty well defended. So we can send in 2 fighters to support that attack. That's enough, right? Yeah, that's literally, we've already done everything we have to. We're going to send the Hawaii fighters back just to defend the aircraft carriers when they get spawned. And the bomber is kind of just chilling in Hawaii for now. We could bring it all the way down to Australia, but they could attack it with a bunch of people. They can't get Eastern Australia. And from Eastern Australia, can we do anything better? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think Hawaii's where we want to be. We want to threaten their fleet. And if they get all these naval units together, we could be in trouble. Let's bring this stuff over. And let's bring this American airplane. The sub is slipping out this way. Interesting. And that's basically it. We're just taking the one island as America. It seems slow, but trust me, we are pushing. Oh, excuse me. Conduct naval bombardment. We didn't die. They had a 2/3 chance of killing one of our units there. So that's pretty big. And then we have no non-combat movement because we just did all of our non-combats. Done. Yes. Keep moving. These units need to go back up onto the aircraft carrier. Done. These units are going to be safe because I'm going to deploy several aircraft carriers and some men. So you got a huge ground force here. Pretty much too much, but we need transports, right? So here, what can we do? Well, oh god, what can we do? This is so crap. Evenki can apparently attack all the way to Archangel, which is not something I had realized though. So that's kind of nice. So max infantry. Do we want any artillery? We could give up 1. We could give up 4 infantry for 3 artillery. So we'd have 1 less troop, but way more offensive capabilities. It sounds crazy, but I think it's something that we want to do. Do we need offense though? I think we do. All right. How do we send some units here. We send some units here. There's no way they can get in on Russia this turn. I mean, I really don't want them to push in on our, like, this is adding up. We are losing a lot of production here. But there's nothing I can do about that, really. I can bring everyone but 1 person. Here's the crazy thing. We could not send our planes there. We could instead send our planes here and, like, support that kind of an attack. Right? We both have 1.5 to start, and then we whittle through their infantry. But we don't want to trade, like, 1 for 1. We want to have a defensive advantage. So I think we do this. And then basically we just non-combat everything into here. Maybe we go into Vologda. with an artillery piece and a man, just to take event key back next turn. They have 3 planes. Like, it's incredible how much they can do to us. We have a sub. I guess we can move the sub around, start looking like a sub attack on their battleship or something. All right, let's it done. Just one attack while we huddle together for safety. Planes go to here. Everything except for a man goes to here. AA gun back. I'm not sure exactly how this works, but I think that's what I want. I should leave a man just because right now they only have 1 attacker. I should put 1 here as well. But I feel like this is threatening counteroffensive enough. So you get 2 and 2. And you get 3 and 1. So now this territory, even though he can hit me with 15 ground troops, I've got a ton of defense. I probably overdid it, to be honest. But, like, we're in a terrible situation right now. Like, they have Karelia. They can just walk into Archangel. They can put both of these armies, and this is what I would do if I was them, put both of them into West Russia and absolutely wreck them. Sorry, what happened here? We get 1 casualty. And we got lucky on another one? Oh, wow. We got 3 kills there for like 1. Ooh, baby. You can see these hits happening, but the full dialogue tree gets brought up on monitor too. They've bombed Russia, so of our limited funds, we can spend even less of it. Insane. Insane. Now, we're getting through the turns pretty quick here. I can drop units in a couple of places. I think we should try... We can take Norway and Finland. We could drop a lot of people in Karelia. We could take these locations as well. I don't love our options. I know I can't establish a foothold here. Like, they'll just come back and smash us. We'll get a lot of money for 1 turn, and that'll be everything. If I drop a guy in Finland and then drop 2 guys in Norway, then they can also crush us. But at least they're taking their frontline units away from the battlefield. Whew, are we ever in danger? We could also come up to Archangel with 4 units. And that could be supported by this bomber. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2 planes. It's just not enough. Germany is doing an excellent round of maximizing placements. They put 3 guys here, 10 guys here, and 2 guys here. The most units on the board wins the board. So Britain, we need 3 units at least on the mainland. We need... I mean, I need another transport, but I don't have a way of putting it. I guess I could put it back here. 1, 2, 3... Because the German bomber's far enough away. Okay. So that's a new transport. We need 3 guys for India. Some of those guys are going to become artillery. No. Maybe. Need at least 3 guys. I wanted a plane. Like, I want a freaking fighter. But we just can't do this, right? We'll run out of people. Because I'm dropping 3 off the mainland now. Yeah, I don't know. Something like this. We're gonna make the most of it. Yep, okay. There is a battleship here. Interesting. 1, 2, 3. I mean, just can't get these fighters at it. Where'd that sub go? Okay, it did go to the west. These fighters, 1, 2, 3. The bomber would be in range of this here. Look at all of these troops. Like, even after I put 3 men in India, how does that do enough to keep us alive here? So, like, this is enough to take... That's enough to take you and then defend. And then, like... And then do we drop a man and a tank in India? Just to keep it going. Oh! They're destroyed. Or they're caught. Look at this. They can destroy all of our frickin' transports. We're going to get their transports. Insane. So that prevents them from doing any fancy maneuvers. Oh, that's so good for us. I mean, we're going to lose a lot of stuff, but absolutely worth it. In fact, that fighter, let me just undo that move, doesn't have to do that. 1, 2, 3. And neither does this destroyer, actually. This destroyer, I kind of like putting it there, though. Like, you could use the bomber, but then these transports could bring even more people to India. I don't think they would, but they could. And you have to honor the AI. So let's do that. This bomber, I mean, we could bomb something, but I don't really want to. I could bomb Karelia. I could bomb... That's basically it. Nothing out here is that interesting. There's a chance that we lose it if we use it. So I don't really want to lose it. We could just... Maybe with this British force, we land everything in Karelia, but they've got like 1 million people defending it. There's no way. Yeah, I think we just come up to Russia. If we lose Russia, we lose the game. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Well, I guess we could get to Belarus with you, and you're also getting there. You're going to Russia. You're blowing some stuff up. Okay. Oh, or do we need that plane in India? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, the fighters can't get here. So that's 10 ground troops and a bomber. We're putting 3 more ground troops down, so I think we're fine. It's not great, but we're fine. We don't love it. But when you're under this much pressure, the AI, you have to bank on the AI being a little bit cautious. All right, so man onto a boat. The boat with the man, go here. And then you go to Finland, and that will prevent them from taking Norway. Then we go man and a tank. Though we're going to attack from here so that we can move the whole fleet. Actually, never mind. Well, undo after the fact. We want to use our planes in the battle to guarantee it. And then move this stuff here. Okay. 1. Yeah, we have to defend our Air Force here. Because they can use 6 planes on our fleet right now. And that's kind of actually incredibly bad for us. We need to undo, like, all of this, unfortunately. And we need to we have to attack from above. We can't go into the Baltic Sea, or we'll get just absolutely eviscerated. No if and ands about it. So that's good. We're going to get Norway. We're getting Finland. We're getting a little bit of a beachhead, and we'll try and liberate Karelia ASAP. You stand in Kazakh, maybe? Just to slow this down? No, you may, you go here. And then one guy steps out. And then we're going to be at 10 people. They're going to be at 10 people plus plane. The AI doesn't want to do that, though, do they? They'd have to not... They wouldn't do that to me. They wouldn't do that to me, would they? We have to bank that they wouldn't, even though they should. So we blew up their transports. We got a whole bunch of stuff here. Got a whole bunch of men over here. Now we're taking Egypt, which we took a casualty. That's fine. Then we're taking Norway. That's good. Then this plane can get all the way to Caucasus, which it will. These planes will go to the fleet because these, 1, 2, 3, yeah, the fighters and the bombers, I don't think can get us up here. And then that should be good, right? I think that's all of our British because we can't run away. So Robin, I mean, they can just keep bringing troops into Africa right now, but you know, we gotta take our battles where we can. So that's all this. That's all here. I mean, we're ready for a pretty decent invasion next turn. Got a lot of units lined up with a couple of planes, some bombers and stuff nearby. Will it be enough to fight these Japanese? Apparently not. They liked their chances. They got through the anti-aircraft and they hit us. The anti-aircraft can take a hit. Oh my god, we could choose it as a casualty. That's a really cool change. And we got lucky on our hitbacks. Not enough. But, so that's really bad. That's really bad. Though, with all our transports, we could attack them with whatever Germany doesn't kill. So we could have 3 ground troops with a bomber and a fighter? 1, 2, 3, 4. No. 3 ground troops, and I mean, there's a battleship here as well. Oh my lordy! And then they defended Japan like crazy. They're terrified of the American Navy right now. Which is good. That means we can go for the Philippines. And these units can come through to Wake. I could also go into Iwo Jima. But that's kind of inviting disaster. Okay, Americans, you need another transport, another aircraft carrier, another fighter, another transport. It's pretty crazy, but it's what's needed. Now, can we split up our fleet at all? No, not really. Can our bomber hit them in any place? No. Do we... 1, 2. We could hit them with some fighters. But there's just too much defending. So I think we have to start stripping away their islands. We could even go for New Guinea here, but then we'd be spread a little too thin because both their fleets can collapse in on the Philippines together right now. It'd be a pretty brutal fight, but with their planes this far forward in Xinjiang, I don't think they would stop us. I don't think they can. So everything comes up. Everything moves forward. all of you guys drop. Then you guys come. All of you come forward. Now they could attack you. Oh, just with a couple of planes, so nothing really. And then now we have a guy in Wake Island instead, and Wake Island gives us a little bit better range. We can't land it in Manila, unfortunately, because we're just conquering it now. We're getting 2 more transports that'll pick up these people and any stragglers in like Hawaii or whatever. This sub, I forgot about him. He could prove to be a problem. Yeah, okay. That's something that kind of spooks me. We can't lose. We can't lose Russia, or we lose the game. So we should defend that more fiercely than we defend Caucasus. Yikes. Okay. 15. It's a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot of stuff. American non-combat move. I don't think there is a non-combat move, right? No. No, we kind of just hoping to survive. And then everything gets placed here. Now, any future planes that we buy, we can land on these aircraft carriers. Like, we have a ton of excess capacity for planes. It seems a little bit crazy now, but just think about it. Next turn, we could buy 4 planes, move this aircraft carrier to here. This plane could run all the way forward, and then the turn after, the planes that we just bought can catch up with this aircraft carrier here. So it can all shuffle. And I think this is good. 4 aircraft carriers should be good for the whole war, especially if the Japanese don't decide to join in on the aircraft carrier fun. All right, Russia, you have to repair your capital. It sucks, but you got to do it, and then you got to buy all infantry. And then what do we do? What do we do? We got problems. They can like take our capital right now. I kind of hate what's happening. Is there any way we can lash out at them? Like, we could send 2 guys here, and then 4 guys here, and like these guys here, and then both planes. That gets us 9 ground troops against their frickin', oh god, 12. And then we have 2 planes. So absolutely not. And these tanks can blitz down into here. If we take West Russia, that limits their ability to coordinate an attack on us. It's kind of crap, to be honest. It's kind of crap. They've got 20 ground troops here, and they've got 12 plus the 3 tanks. So 15. So we need like 20 and 15, plus they've got 6 planes that they can put on either. So we need to end this turn with like 25 and 20 units. And I just don't see how we would do that. We can't use a plane on that. I don't see a way out. We're dropping 6 guys here. Like, that's not that many. Not to mention they can bring a battleship worth of units in as well. I don't want to leave Caucasus completely undefended because there are British assets here, but I just don't, like, we have to bank on the AI playing poorly, and I just don't see them playing so poorly as to not take our capital. And then they're gonna defeat us in detail here. We can send this sub in to threaten. Okay. West Russia. We got lucky. We killed them in one turn. Kazakh, we did fine. They killed us. That's fine. So here, if they can attack us with 6 planes and 7, 7, 1, so 15, so that's 21 here. We're going to get 6. We have 2. That's 12. Oh man, Caucasus is so wrecked, man. I just don't know how I can pretend to protect it. Like, to do a minimum defense, we need like this in our capital. And 10, 12 guys here is just going to get rolled over. So we just take everything and we bail. I'm so sorry, British bomber. You got unlucky. I mean, you were going to land in India otherwise, so like all of your choices were bad. Is there a chance for us to counterattack next turn with this? Unlikely. But hey, you gotta survive. That's the plan, Russia. You just gotta survive. Is Russia surviving? No. No. Survival? Scale of 1 to survival right now? Not really. The Germans are playing pretty efficiently as well. Though they aren't going to take Caucasus and hold it. Well, maybe they will after the fact. So Russians select a casualty. We got a kill. They blitzed through somehow. Oh, Evenki. Okay, select a casualty. A bomber? I mean, yeah. Unlucky bomber. And an incredible army here in the center. And too much here for me to defeat, right? I have 3 planes if I can call in from Russia. 6 ground troops. And then another 3 special ones. So 9, 5, 14. I just can't do it, mate. I can drop in Finland and get wrecked. I can drop people in some of the European locations and get wrecked. Oh, look at the bomber. It flew all the way through to kill our transport. We're in big doo-doo. If it wasn't for how well the Americans were doing, like, let's look at our player count here. Total unit value, they're over 100 ahead of us. And in terms of production, they're beating us. That's really not good. Let's look at our actions. Think about the purchase. If we were to buy, 6 men to fill up our transports, that's enough to buy a transport and another 2 things. So we can up our transport capacity this turn. and unload everything. Except we can't because we don't have enough production capacity. We only have 8 units that we can put down. So instead, we're going to up our production and get a couple of tanks. Or a plane. I don't know, man. It's all bad. The plane does give us some more flexibility in our attacking. If I had the bomber, man, that'd be better. Okay. Can we go in here? Well, with the bomber on the other side of the world, we actually kind of can. Let's annoy them for a turn with some of our placements. And we are going to go into the bay here. I don't know that we actually can. Like, this bomber is far, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, like, it's not even close. So that gets us into Finland. There's the fleet. These guys go into Finland and then they land on the fleet. And then yeah, okay. Then you come here. And that means that next turn we're going to have 5 guys plus this. We're only going to have 3 transports full. I should have bought units. Why did I buy a freaking plane, man? I removed too many units to go for the plane. That's fine, though. That's why we're taking the Baltics here. And building up a little bit of a unit thing. But there's so many Germans. Like, how are we supposed to fight the Germans? Like, it doesn't even really make sense. We can throw this transport just to take, like, Burma for a turn. Actually, could take Indochina. That would probably annoy them. Because they don't have a way of getting... Oh, they're preventing me. There's a fleet here. Still... Oh, I don't know, man. It's bad. It's really bad. The bomber, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, it's just... I don't even know what to do about this because it's so bad. By the way, the sub can't beat the battleship on its own. It needs planes, and we don't have any of those. Okay, we're going to hit done. We're going to attack. The Germans die. They kill one of our dudes. And that's it, right? Like, that's kind of just it. Oh, we have this fighter. Well, it's got to stay. Can't okay, that's a transport over here. That's 5 men, well, and a plane. So that transport here is kind of useless. It just allows us to drop in more locations with like 1 man, which kind of works because we can take Northwest Europe and Baltics next turn and just give the Germans something to go after. They have enough units and planes that they can probably just fight us, but we'll hit done. And then I guess we'll because I hit done, we'll show this turn of the Japanese, and then I'm going to have to end this episode here. It's just so easy to keep playing this game, I find. So they're being super aggressive, and it's paying off. They own, like, all of Asia. All of Asia. They have more resources with the Germans, plus 48, than I do with the frickin' and the Japanese. I'll also have more than the Americans. Wild. Wild. It's fine. It's fine because we're going to inflict tons of pain on them right now. In fact, I will do so right away because I don't want to wait till next turn. They've armored up Japan. I would love, absolutely love to take Manchuria. But I think we have to take East Indies and New Guinea. And these transports can't even go this turn because of this sub. There's no way to realistically defend it from absolutely wrecking face. Unless I piled into Solomon. Either way, I'm interested in this turn. And I want to play it now before going to bed. So we're going to get some destroyers, some fighters, and save some money. Then, all these men, I mean, they can all come down to Solomon and attack. This bomber can help them. And this fighter can help them as well. Then, so they don't get killed, that destroyer helps them. So far, so good. This ground force packs up. Oh, I'm an idiot! I should have bought a frickin'... I guess I'm allowing the Japanese to take it back. But I should have potentially built a factory here. Then all of this comes forward. And that all lands on East Indies with a fighter escort. And then the bombards. That's kind of scary, though, because he's got 4 planes and this. But I'm going to have 2 planes and this and an aircraft carrier and somewhere to land. Well, this is what I was talking about earlier. So I can use these fighters all the way forward. No, I can't because I can't. Crap. Well, I would hate to lose that fleet, but we literally don't have the time to stop the advance. So all of you guys forward, forward, and forward. Hopefully we don't lose any transports and stuff right now, but like we got no guarantees, and the Japanese can now sally forth and they can use all their planes and this stuff here to blow up the East Indies fleet, and then potentially even try and take back the Philippines. But we have enough to counterattack the Philippines, and with the fact that we have this double aircraft carrier thing going on, we'll have enough to attack them in the Indian Ocean as well. And we'll have more fighters here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They can only get as far as New Guinea. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or Okinawa, Caroline. Okay. This fighter can't do anything. Done. Naval bombard. So East Indies. We missed with our bombard, but we absolutely devastated them in so many ways. They died. Now, New Guinea. We did hit them. They hit us back. That's fine. And then Solomon. We hit them. They did not hit us back. So we've got a lot of men in Solomon's. And we're starting to conquer. We're starting to conquer. Now, the non-combat, the planes have to go back up onto the fleets. And I love the idea of landing on Wake Island. Can you attack Wake Island? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. No, you cannot. And your transports can't either. So it's a great place to be. I can't go to Wake Island with it because they could attack me there. So this is only a fleet of like 5 units, and they could attack with quite a bit, especially if you count this bomber. It'd be pretty decisive, but they'd lose their fleet, and I'd lose mine. But I think that they need their fleet more than I need mine because I'm still building stuff. Well, I don't know. They have got a lot of... they've got a lot of good stuff too. I can't really speak badly about them. You know what? This bomber could go to Western Australia. That's probably stronger than Wake Island, actually. It can't. It could go to Eastern. 1, 2, 3 versus 1. If I'm worried about East Indies, that's where I should be. Right? Because I can go 1, 2, 3 to get there. You can also go 1, 2, 3 and be in the Philippines. Whereas before it could go 1, 2, 3 to the Philippines. So it's got better range westward. Done. Done and fighters. All right. And with that said, we're gonna hit done on the American turn. They've got a ton of money, and Russia's still barely holding on. I hope you've enjoyed this episode as well. It went way longer than I wanted it to, but that's c'est la vie. I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.